Welcome to yet another episode of Sunny Side Up. Today, we are talking about a topic that has long been advocated for in both personal and professional growth, and that is the role of a guide or a coach or a mentor in your life. A skilled guide can truly make a huge difference to your journey. Reflecting on my own journey, I remember people relied on the advice of their parents, elders in the extended family, or even friendly neighbors, but mostly took decisions using their own judgment. As I entered the professional world, I started hearing these terms, coaches or mentors, but again in professional context. But today, आजकल people are taking help of these mindset coaches in all aspects of their life and not just their careers. इन्हें हम अपना मार्गदर्शक भी कह सकते हैं। न सिर्फ ये हमारी सोच या हमारी मानसिकता पे काम करते हैं, बल्कि हमारा मनोबल, हमारा कॉन्फिडेंस भी बढ़ाते हैं। आई एम नोटिसिंग पीपल एज यंग और एज अर्ली as in the student lives are investing in mindset coaches and taking their help to improve all aspects of their lives. And these coaches can have a profound impact in your life and, of course, in your career. Recently, I had the privilege of meeting one such extraordinary individual who showed me how much one can achieve with the help of a seasoned coach. She has played a significant role in transforming people's lives by working on the power of their minds and helping them evolve as better human beings. Let's learn more about her insights and her experiences. Welcome to Sunny Side Up, Achla. It's a pleasure to have you join me today. Been wanting to get you here for some time now.
Thank you, Sunita, for inviting me over.
So let's start with a brief introduction for my subscribers. Where are you from? A little bit about your family.
All right, my name is Achla Bharadwaj, a true Delhiite, born and brought up in Delhi, and coming from a very normal middle class family. And my father was with Indian Airlines, and my mom was a homemaker. I have an elder brother who has been settled in Japan for the last 25 plus years. Schooling and college was like any other child in the 1970s, so I'm a little like dated kind of a person. But soon after my graduation, I got a placement from the college, and I started working soon after my third year. And so I stopped studying the studies after my graduation, and then after I had my second daughter, I started my studies. So I did my post graduation in HR and marketing in 2007. So I'm married with two beautiful daughters. They both are in college now, and I have been working from about 25 plus years. And I worked with a lot of corporates, a lot of MNCs, and for about 19 odd years, I have worked with corporates. And from the last 8 odd years, I have become a trainer, a coach, and a therapist. So I am a neurolinguistic programming trainer, and I am certified by American Board of NLP. And from now, I am a full-time trainer, a coach, and I'm transforming lives.
When you say you're a trainer, a coach who's transforming lives, what is it that you actually do? What does your job entail?
So I basically work on people who are challenging any blockages in their life. Like if they're working very hard but they're not getting the results. So I work on those people. I work especially with working professionals from the age group of about 30 to 55. And I work with men essentially because in my experience I've found that with due respect to everyone, I have experienced that it's a little difficult for men fraternity to channelize their emotions. So it's very conscious decision to work or to choose this niche, because I have found that a lot of men are, they're good at heart, but they're not able to present the true nature, because people are seeing only the other side of the coin. So maybe their anger, maybe their frustrated faces, maybe their irritated personality. But if you like shed that layer and you go deeper into them, then you find that, oh my god, the person is so nice. So that they're able to bring out the best of them, I have decided to work on this niche. And yeah, by God's grace, there are lots and lots and lots and lots of men who I've worked with. And the thing which really gives me satisfaction is that with my trainings, coachings, and therapies, they're able to go back to their families, and they're accepted, they're loved, not only in the families, but also when they're as a boss or they're as a colleague, their complete personality changes. And it's not that they have to spend like months or years in that. It happens only in 5 days. So so I conduct 5 days program, and these 5 days are magical 5 days, wherein a person comes with a baggage full of problems, okay, and behaviors. And by the end of second or the third day, they start to see lot of changes in them. And by the fifth day, they see a complete different person. Even they didn't thought that they're going to be like this. So that is what keeps me moving, that is what keeps me motivated.
अब कुछ समझ में आया तुम क्या करते? It sounds pretty interesting. Now tell me, somewhere in your introduction you mentioned you're an NLP practitioner. ये क्या है?
सो न्यूरो लिंग्विस्टिक प्रोग्रामिंग बेसिकली, अगर मैं हल्का सा बताऊं, सो न्यूरो इज योर न्यूरोलॉजी, linguistic is your language, and programming is your behavior. So how it's like like an intersection of neuro linguistic and programming, which means that your thoughts, your language, and your behavior, it is interconnected. Now either you change your neurology, and you naturally the communication or the language changes, and then naturally the programming changes or your behavior changes. Or you can work the other way around. You work on the behavior, then you change the language, and as a result your thought process changes. So it's like the mind and body are interconnected. So either you work on the mind or you work on the body. So I work on the mind. I change mindsets, I change behaviors. And so for us there is nothing which is called right or wrong or good or bad. So for us only it is that something that is working for you, we just need to focus on that. And what is not working for you, we just need to reprogram that and make it in such a way that it starts to work for you. So that is what I do with my clients. Sure. So basically, I am certified by American Board of NLP. It's a certification course. Normally, it's a 5 or 7 days course that is there in India. But being me, I have mastered it, and I have been mentored for over 4,000 hours into learning NLP. And from the last 8 years, I have been training people, coaching people to learn or to learn NLP, so that they bring the language of the brain in their real life. And the results are amazing. So people end up becoming a wonderful employee, a beautiful mother, a fantastic father, a gem of a friend. So the entire behavior aspect starts to change once they identify that where are the subconscious blocks. And we diagnose, and then we work on those, rectify them, and then it's like a brand new identity that is created. It's just like if you have a car. Now the car for some reason stops working, so you don't throw away the car, you take it to a mechanic. The mechanic identifies, okay, where is the problem, he fixes the problem, and then the car is back. So that's about human beings also. Servicing. So we don't do servicing of our brains. So yeah. So I engineer the brains, or I service the brains of individuals.
वाओ! सो गाड़ी सर्विस होकर जब आती है तो ऑब्वियसली बहुत अच्छा लगता है। एवरीथिंग इज़ न्यू, एकदम रिफ्रेश। तो ऑब्वियसली व्हेन यू ट्रांसफॉर्म अ पर्सन, you must be getting a certain sense of satisfaction. So share some stories with us, any case study, of course, without taking any names.
There are lots, but the one which is very close to me is a gentleman who is the head of a company. And when he came to my workshop, he was, like absolutely, tight lipped, and he would not smile, he would not laugh. So the whole room, so I take about 20 people maximum in a training program, and this gentleman was one of them. A very rigid body language and all. And the biggest transformation that happened was of this gentleman on day 3. And I wish I could share what all I had done with him, but the end result was that today he is a fantastic father, a fantastic husband, a very open minded husband. And this intervention, I'm telling you, dates back to 2017, and we are in 2023. So it's been almost like 6 years of that intervention that I had done then, and the effect is still there. So it's like, once you identify the problem, you work on it, the results are like forever, and long lasting. So he was like my biggest one. Then there were couple of others, like, one lady who was a healer, and she came to me. So I work with a lot of healers, psychologists, therapists, and all. And she said, I heal others. It's very easy for me to heal others, but when it comes to me myself, I I can't do it. And then I identified. So I just asked that, when you think of yourself, what is it like? What is deep inside? What do you think you are? She said, I feel that I am a broken glass, and that glass is being, like, thrown away or shattered into pieces, kept there on the floor. Now imagine if a person thinks like this of herself, that, she's a broken glass which is, like, thrown away into pieces and lying on the floor. What would be the self image of that person? Absolutely, like, low. And then I worked with her, and so just like she explained this, I worked on her, and within like 30 minutes, I asked her, okay, now what do you feel? She said, I am a beautiful vase that is sitting right on top of the cabinet, and there are pink and blue color flowers in that. And the whole group, like, we had tears in our eyes, that, see, in just a matter of 30 minutes, a person who had thought of herself like, like, thrown into pieces, shattered on the floor, in just a matter of 30 minutes, she's like seeing herself there. And that, the face changed completely. Like, her face started to glow, her eyes started to sparkle, and that was nothing less than magic. It is that, that facial expressions, that smile on people's face, and then the words that they tell me, like, like somebody said that, oh, I met you, it's like, one of my wish list has been fulfilled today. So these are some things, which are like so close. And I mean, I think I just live for this, to transform people.
You possess a remarkable gift to help and support people. So I genuinely want to understand what is your technique. I'm sure you cannot share your proprietary methods, but what is a general approach with participants?
Okay, so in simple terms, it is input, processing, and output. Okay, I'll give you an example. So let's say you are using your laptop, and you are putting in, a letter on MS Word. Now that keying in is the input, The processor, MS Word, will process it. And if you have to take a printout, that will be the output. Now you read that letter and you're like, oh, it's got a lot of errors. And you are like, like changing it there. And again, you are, printing, or, you are photocopying, but that message will still remain with errors, right? Now, unless and until you work on the input, go back to what you actually wanted, the revised one, even if 100 times you're working on the output, it's not going to give you the result, right? So, in human beings also, uh, there is an input, there is a processing, and there is an output. Now, the output would be your behavior, anger, frustration, irritation, depression, stress, anxiety, you name it, and all of it. Those are behaviors. Now, those behaviors are outputs. Now, whatever you do, if you are just working here on the output part, assuming that okay, now I have worked so much here, and now the behavior will change, it doesn't. So, what do you need to do? You need to go back to the input, right? So what is the input? The input is how my mind was, or how my childhood was. What did I observe when I was in the age group of 3 to 7 years? So if a child has been in an environment where he sees a lot of domestic violence, the child doesn't know that is it right or wrong. He's just absorbing. He's seeing that okay, there is one man, there's one woman, the man is shouting, the woman is maybe quiet or mum, and the child just adapts that pattern. So the input is not good. In his mind, the processing is this is what should be the behavior. And then the output is, his behavior would be, like dominating or violent or rude or sarcastic, you name it, and that. So, what we do in our NLP practitioner program is we don't work here, we go back to the input, the root cause. And here, you'll be surprised that people remember what had happened when they were 4 years old, when they were 5 years old, when they were maybe like 7 years old. Something that had happened in their life, which even if they have reached 60 years old today, they have consciously forgotten it. But that pattern is stored into their subconscious. So, behaviors is one aspect. Then, body pains. There are unexplained body pains which are psychosomatic in nature. So I worked with a lady. She used to have pain in her neck. Like it used to be like screeching pain here. She got all her X-rays done. She did yoga, meditation, you name it, and she did it. And in X-rays, nothing was found. Okay, so she was one of my participants, and I picked up a demo subject for one of the modality, and she volunteered. And when I asked her, there was some instance that had happened, some event that had happened in her life when she was from here. It was, I think, like 7 or 8 years back. Somebody had said something very, very nasty to her. And now, to a layman, to a normal person, it will be like, how does it make a difference? But this is how your brain processes. And I, despite being in this profession for the last 8 years, I am at times amazed that, oh my God, this is how your brains have processed it. So, this lady's brain had processed that nasty, screeching comment in the form of a scissor, and here that scissors edge was pointing. This is how her mind had processed. Okay, now no x-ray can find it out. And when I asked her that, okay, what is this pain like, she said it's like a scissor, and that scissor, the point is scissor is pointing here, and it's bleeding. And just guess how much time would it have taken to get rid of that pain? Just guess. 5 minutes. and it's been more than a year now. There is no pain here. No pain here. So what I'm trying to say is that how your mind creates, processes information, we can't even fathom. So we think that we know it all. We have studied in the best of the schools, best of the colleges, overseas degrees, diplomas, certifications, blah 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 blah. But we still know only this much. Whatever, your college, your post graduation, your certifications, all of that logical studies is your conscious learning. That constitutes only 7 to 8% of this or full 100%. The balance 93-94% is your subconscious. And the sad part is that no school, no college, no education institutes, no post graduation institutes, they don't teach the power of your subconscious mind. And trust me, Sunita, if this NLP or this power of their mind, if children are taught in school, oh my God, you can't even imagine the kind of prodigies we are going to create, in schools. India, we'll go back to that era where India was producing, such people which the whole world was, looking up to. So today, people are just, studying for the sake of studying, for the sake of marks. But they don't even know that, okay, what is stored into their subconscious or how they can program their subconscious. And when they learn how to program their subconscious, sky is the limit.
So let's understand the various courses that you offer and how do participants reach out to you?
Yeah, so I conduct both online and offline workshops. Online, when I conduct, I do it over the weekends. So it's about a 30-hour course in online, and in face to face physically when I'm doing it's spread over 5 days, 5 continuous days, and it's about 40 hours. So technically, we start at 10 and we finish it by 6, but वो कभी होता नहीं है because it is so much involving that participants, even during the dinner time, we are just like doing the tours or just talking about it. So it's a 5 days program when I do face to face, and I typically work with people who are working professionals. I also on special requests I work with some students also which are in college or they've just started their jobs. Again, it's like on a case to case basis, but yeah, primarily I work with working professionals. And why? Because they're a little more serious about their self awareness and they want to grow. They are more focused on personal development. So anybody who is willing to change their life, anybody who's accepting that okay, I have certain issues and I am not able to get over them myself, those are the people who can come and experience and see a transformation in their lives.
As we wrap up our conversation, I want to express my gratitude for the time and the wealth of information and insights that you shared. इनफैक्ट इतनी सिंप्लिसिटी से तुमने बहुत सारे कॉम्प्लेक्स कॉन्सेप्ट समझाए, सो थैंक यू सो मच. एनी लास्ट वर्ड्स फॉर माय सब्सक्राइबर्स बिफोर यू लीव?
So my only message to people watching this show is that guys, you have got everything within you. You just need to understand that how to use that, how to open the compartment. So it's like there is a beautiful bird in the cage, and that cage is not even locked, it's just like bolted a little bit. And the moment you know how that okay, you just need to open that bolt, and then this beautiful bird can just fly high in the sky with no limits. That is you. So the power of your mind is beyond imagination. You can't even fathom the power that you already have, and each of us have. We are a storehouse of power, limitless potential. The only thing is that it has been like trapped. And I think I'm blessed and the chosen one by the universe, that I work with only those people who are again blessed, so I can just remove that that nut and bolt, the cage which is locked. I open it for them and I help them just fly, and like see the beautiful sky, and just work limitlessly. So that's my small little message, that guys, everybody has an immense potential. Please use that and never think that you are unlucky, because you are the writer of your own destiny.
And that was my conversation with Achra Bharadwaj, a coach, trainer, a therapist who has impacted numerous lives through her work on personal growth and mindset development. It's worth noting she is also the title holder of Mrs. Universe Earth Beauty Pageant. She is a beauty with substance, committed to helping people soar new heights and achieve their aspirations. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please share your thoughts in the comments box below. Would love to hear from you. Also, if you wish to connect with Achra, do leave your details there. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories and journeys. Until then, look up at Sunny Side Up.